So despite our city, really being faced with a lot of challenges right now, we know that St. Louis is still open for business and welcoming visitors. This is so important. We are so lucky to have Kat Neville here with Explore St. Louis to tell us what's going on and also ways that really tourism helps our city's recovery. And
yes.
Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, of course. You might think that, hey, it's not a good time to come to St. Louis, but we actually rely on tourism for our region, right?
We do. The visitor economy accounts for about $5.9 billion of economic impact in St. Louis City and St. Louis County every year. And so what we don't want to see is a compounding of the negative impact that the storm is having with people saying, well, maybe I should cancel my trip to St. Louis, or maybe I shouldn't book my meeting in St. Louis. And so we are actively out there messaging that St. Louis is obviously actively recovering. And so, but we're still open for business, and we're encouraging folks to come and support St. Louis during this time.
So this would be exactly the wrong time to cancel your weekend trip or even your staycation around here. They need it. We need it.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I mean, think about, when you think about tourism, it impacts more than just coming to a Cardinals game, because you're buying gas, you're eating in a restaurant, you're going to a brewery. And that is a really big, not just economic driver, but employment driver in St. Louis. So, if people are choosing not to go out and supporting these local entities, that ripples through the economy, and we do not want to see that happen right now.
Yeah. And are we talking about like Route 66 this year too, all across Missouri, really?
Yeah, so 2026 is the anniversary of Route 66, and so a lot of what Explore St. Louis does is we aren't just saying, hey, St. Louis is amazing, please come visit, but we're looking at these ways to kind of like build storytelling. So for example, we have a group of European journalists who are coming to St. Louis to explore Route 66, and so we've built an itinerary for them. We also are engaging, like one of the food writers for Esquire is coming this weekend to kind of report on
we have great
possible, absolutely.
Restaurants.
So engaging in the storytelling around St. Louis as a great food destination. And then actually in June, Meeting Professionals International is coming to St. Louis for its annual World Education Congress.
Okay.
Wow.
And so there will be 2,000 meeting planners in St. Louis. And in addition, we're going to be hosting a group of national level media that reports on meetings and events. And so we're doing that storytelling around St. Louis as a place to host a meeting or a convention. So
I love that.
Yeah, so we're looking at all the different ways that we can get people to be engaged in that story of St. Louis and to come here and to experience the city and the region that we love. Yeah. And the place that we call home, we want to share it. And so that's a really big part of what we do.
We have some great conventions. Paul and I went to the toy convention. Do you remember that?
That's right.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And we'll go to the meeting planners one, I
Yes,
bet,
we
right?
will, we
You and I for sure will go and go to that.
The swag is fantastic.
It is. We just this week, we hosted GeoInt at America's Center, and that is a symposium that is the world's largest gathering of geospatial and tech folks, in the nation. So that just happened like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So truly, the tourism economy is active. It is happening right now, and we want to make sure that people are supporting it.
And then how do you get? Oh, sorry, Paul.
No, you good. I love that you said that about itineraries and how you've made plans for European folks visiting or anywhere. I mean, if you go to the website, explorestlouis.com.
That's it.
If you go and look, there are great plans. You've done an exceptional job of that versus here's what's happening this weekend. You can find that in a quick way, but a plan and maps and just it's really impressive.
Well, and you mentioned even locals because you get into a rut, right? You're kind of like, well, I always go here, here, and here.
Yes.
So part of what we want to do is not only encourage people who are coming to St. Louis, whether it's to explore, our music scene or for family travel, but if you're coming in and you want to experience something new, if you go to our website, we have all these different ways that you can engage depending on what your interest is. Because, I mean, if you're bored in St. Louis, you just are not trying.
It's
You're
your
not
problem.
trying. That's right. It's not. You're not bored. There's boring people or something. I would tell my kids. Boring something. It's not boring. You're boring. You got to look. And I do love how you guys plan it out. It's just really amazing, and it's a great service. You highlight our city really well. And a lot of times you look at it, you're like, I didn't know we had that.
Yes,
You know?
Absolutely.
That happens a lot.
And like I said,
I
it's
love
not
that.
just the city, it's the entire region. And so that's what we're here for. We're here to support. And so anyone who's watching right now, if they know of great stuff that's going on around town, we want to help message that out. So you can always just get in touch with us through the website.
I was going to say, what are ways that we can also support the work that you do?
I mean, really, follow us on social. Let us know what's going on. But the way our main interest is making sure that the St. Louis region is strong and vibrant. And so what we want folks to do is get out there and support our local restaurants, attractions, hotels, if you're doing a staycation, like you said, and local shops. So get out there. There are a lot of restaurants actually that are also giving back to tornado relief this weekend.
Great
There was
point.
a big event at City Foundry yesterday.
Yes, we covered it.
Absolutely. And so if you also want to engage on our social, we're trying to find out as much as we can so we can message that out. So if folks do want to give back, then that's something that they can do by dining out.
Okay. I do want to put you on the spot.
Oh boy.
Do you have a favorite thing that like people don't know about? Because it's like, oh yeah, my favorite thing is to go to Union Station or go to the Foundry. But is there something that you're like?
There
"Ooh."
are a few. So have you ever been to the World Bird Sanctuary?
Yes.
Oh, you have?
It's amazing.
It's
Okay,
amazing.
okay.
So it's out kind of like near Lone Elk Park.
Okay.
And
Yes.
it is this amazing. So same with the Endangered Wolf Center.
Eagles, yes, been there too.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
unbelievable.
You had to take kids.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's just really incredible.
unbelievable.
And so, it's also in the same kind of an area. But these are spots that, the Endangered Wolf Center was actually founded by Marlon Perkins of Mutual Omaha's
Unbelievable.
Wild Kingdom. He was like the administrator of the zoo.
Yeah.
I'm going to probably get his title wrong. But he created that back in, I believe, the 1970s to help breed these endangered wolves. And it's an incredibly unique asset here in the St. Louis region where we are repopulating the wolf
Yeah.
population
Yes.
nationwide. And then there's also the World Bird Sanctuary. They specialize in raptors, and you can go and people will. It's so cool. You
Yeah.
get up close and personal
Right.
with vultures and owls, and you don't think about those
And such
types of assets.
educated
Yes.
handlers that know everything and
Yeah.
some real characters all across time that know
Definitely.
how to deal with those birds and help kids. JJ has to go.
Oh, yeah.
Has to
I
go.
would
I know
love
we're
it.
running out of time.
Yeah.
One last question, put you on the spot.
Oh.
Did you get any gelato?
I did not, and
Oh,
I'm disappointed.
no.
So on my way out, I'm grabbing some. I think pistachio was calling my name.
Yeah,
I could
it's
tell you
all
were
so
into
good.
that.
I was like, wait,
tell.
is there some for me?
Yes, there will be.
Oh, thank you so much,
Thank
Kat.
you.
We'll have to have her back really soon.
Yeah.